Sister who went no contact for 3 years suddenly reached out unsure how to respond without pushing her away. My older sister, she's 31 and I'm 19F, went no contact with me, my family, and all of her old friends about 3 years ago. I've tried reaching out many times over the years but got no response, and eventually I kinda just accepted that I might never hear from her again. Then yesterday, out of nowhere, she added me back on Snapchat and sent one message. "Are you okay?" I was very shocked and felt fear, happiness, excitement, and hope all at once. I thought maybe she wanted contact again. But what confuses me is that her replies feel very short and distant, and she doesn't answer my questions. I'll give you guys the conversation so you can see for yourselves. Sister, are you okay? Me. Oh, hi name. I've been missing you. Yes, I'm okay. How are you? Are you okay? Sister, just wanted to check. Got a bad feeling. Are you okay? Yes. Me. Okay, I understand. Nice to hear you're doing well. I'm working at. Right now, are you also working or studying? Sister. Oh, how fun. Me. I was really happy that you wrote. I've been thinking about you and missing you a lot, love. I'm also more adult and independent now, and would love to have contact with you again, just you and me. At the same time, I understand if you don't want it and no pressure OFC, but I'm curious about your life and would love to be a part of it, even just a little. Sister. Like my first message that I was happy to see her. Saved my last 2 and longer messages about how I'm an adult and want to hang out. But clearly no response. That's where it ended. Now I'm unsure what to do. I don't want to pressure her or scare her away, but I also don't want to act distant or uninterested. Should I send something light and casual, or just leave it and let her reach out again? For context, before she left, she was struggling mentally and had a lot of conflict with our mom, who can be very critical and not very understanding. I was younger then and didn't fully understand, but now I empathize with her a lot more. I really just want a relationship with her that's separate from our mom. If anyone has experience with going no contact or reconnecting after years, I'd really appreciate advice on how to handle this. Too long did not read. My sister went NC 3 years ago but suddenly reached out to me. However, she is sending short and cold messages, so how do I best handle this? Sound like a catfish scam. Can you verify it's really your sister? I'd give her space and keep it light. She reached out, so that's a good sign. Let her set the pace and don't overthink the short replies. Sounds like a solid plan, to be honest. Keep it light and let her come to you when she's ready. Fingers crossed for ya? JS. Am I wasting my time? I need advice. I don't know what to do. I have a live-in partner, Swedish male 31, and MW 36. We have a kid 6 years old, and we live in Manila. We are almost 9 years in the relationship. My partner is an operation manager, and they have after work once to twice a week. It's hard for me because he comes home late like 2 a.m. smelling like alcohol so badly that change our room smell. They also have workouts in the morning twice a week to play golf and pickleball. It's so hard because I feel like he doesn't have time for us. On the weekend he stays with us, and due to his very tiring weekday, he is usually tired and feels like no energy to spend the week. And yes, we talked about this many times. It's the same answers like it's part of his job. I'm so tired. I don't know what to do. He is supporting us good financially. He pays all the bills, but we live paycheck to paycheck because we have outstanding debts. He is not good with money. He doesn't know how to save. He is obese too. He likes to eat. That also it's hard for me to diet when he is around mealtime. I get to eat with him because I feel like that the only time he enjoys being with me, as he thinks our only bond is eating. I'm really concerned of his health on top of the eating and drinking weekly. I don't think I can still live together with a person that way. We always communicate about boundaries at work and compromising, but usually it don't happen because he said he can't control his work. I don't know if I still have a bit of me to understand. I'm an energetic and likes to explore kind of person. I like new things and experience, although I'm not an extrovert type, but I like to do things with him, and he tries to, but I always feel it's not enough. I feel like it's staged with him. My bad side is I like to plan and control the situation. That seems bothering him. He is a people pleaser, and it's hard for him to say no, especially in group setting. He is very outgoing and social also. And I'm the opposite. I'm always awkward in the crowd. What should I do? I'm sorry if my narrative seems mixed up. I'm writing this at 3 a.m. while he just got home and snoring loud beside me with an alcohol atmosphere in our bedroom. To sum this up, I'm not happy for years, but I do love him so much. Leaving is always an option, but is that enough reason to leave? Also, he doesn't believe in marriage. I want to get married, but I don't know. Too long did not read, /. I'm a 36-year-old woman in a nearly 9-year relationship with my Swedish partner, 31, in Manila. We have a 6-year-old child. My partner works long hours, often comes home late smelling of alcohol, and prioritizes socializing over family time. You are unhappy because your partner doesn't prioritize you or the family, and he probably won't change. Love alone isn't enough. Staying like this is just prolonging your frustration. Yes, you are wasting your time. I'm sorry to be blunt. How do I, 34 female, distance myself from an acquaintance, 35 male, who is asking to hang out often after I said, we can be friends, when he asked me out? A few weeks ago, while I was at work barista, an acquaintance asked me if I'd like to go for a drink sometime. For context, I'm very recently out of a very long-term relationship. This guy is aware of this. I'm not romantically interested in him. I was caught off guard and tried to clarify if he meant a date, and he said, I just think you seem cool and want to get to know you more. I'm interpreting that as date Y. I told him I wasn't looking for anything, but we could be friends. He said that was fine. At this point, I wasn't sure if this was actually what I wanted or not, but we have some things in common, so I thought it might be okay. He has taken me up on that offer very literally, as he has messaged me frequently since then asking to make plans/meet up. We hung out once, and it was pleasant enough, but it felt a bit weird because he still seemed to be treating it like a date. He made a jokey comment about how he'd told his coworker he was meeting up with a girl. That was a bit weird, NGL. And afterwards he messaged me to ask when we could meet up again, which seems more date-like than friend-like. That made me uneasy. Along with that, I realized that we weren't really on the same wavelength about some important things, so I didn't feel too eager about hanging out again. I delayed in replying to his message for a day or so, and he messaged me again, asking when we could meet. He doesn't seem like a guy who picks up on social cues very well. I regrettably agreed to meet up with him next week because I felt rude just saying no, and I didn't want to make up fake excuses. I suppose I could use it as an opportunity to see if it's better at all, and make a decision from there. But I'm leaning towards sending a message in the meantime to back out, and say I'd rather not continue to hang out one-on-one. I now realize the error of my ways by relying on the friend's fallback. My question, at this point, do I try and do a low-key gentle fade, where I make up excuses for why I can't make it to meetups, take longer to reply to messages, don't offer alternatives, and hope he gets the hint? My friend has been suggesting this. Or do I send him a message being upfront and saying I don't want to hang out? Do I include that I'm a bit uncomfortable/unsure about his intentions? I drafted a lot of different messages I might send. Hey, I've been thinking and want to be upfront. I've liked chatting with you, and I appreciate you reaching out, but I'd rather not continue meeting up one-on-one, and would prefer to keep things casual, and just chat when you stop by the cafe. I wanted to be direct so you knew where I'm at. Too long did not read. Told a guy who asked me out that we could be friends. He has taken that quite literally, and is asking to meet up on a weekly basis. He still seems to treat the hangouts as somewhat date-like. I feel a bit uncomfortable, and want to distance myself without being too harsh. Do I try and do a slow fade or just be direct? I've drafted a message I might send above. Would that be appropriate? Be upfront. Always be upfront unless you don't feel safe doing so. You don't owe him friendship, explanations, or a slow fade. You owe yourself peace. Your drafted message is perfect. Never do things you actually don't want with a person because you're scared of being rude. Fiancé keeps going on drug/alcohol benders, and I don't know if I should walk away before marriage. / too long did not read. I'm engaged to a man I love deeply, but he has a recurring pattern of going out drinking and using drugs, sometimes staying out until the next day. Each time it happens, it causes stress, ruined plans, and arguments, even though he apologizes and promises it won't happen again. Now that we're engaged and I want to start a family, I'm questioning whether this is something I can live with long-term. / Hi everyone. I'm looking for some honest advice because I feel completely stuck. I'm a 35F and my fiancé is 31M. We've been together for a couple of years and recently got engaged. Overall, he is genuinely my best friend and I love him a lot. I also know he loves me deeply, which is why this is so hard and confusing for me. Throughout our relationship, There have been multiple occasions where he goes out without me. I have absolutely no issue with independence. I actually think it's healthy. The problem is that when he goes out, it doesn't just end up being a normal night out. He stays out until late the next morning, sometimes 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and once even 1 p.m. the next day. I am very confident he isn't cheating. I know who he's with and where he is. However, I do know that drugs are usually involved, and honestly, it gives me the biggest ick. To be transparent, we have both done drugs together occasionally during big nights out. It isn't a regular lifestyle for me, but it has happened. I think he uses that as justification to do it when I'm not around. The issue is what happens when he does this. When he's out, I lie awake all night worrying. The next day, our weekend plans get completely ruined because he's too hungover or still coming down. Money is also a big factor. We don't earn huge salaries, and he ends up spending a lot during these nights, which affects both of us financially. Then when he comes home, his behavior is honestly horrible. He becomes arrogant, dismissive, and doesn't understand why I'm upset. Sometimes he laughs at me or calls me selfish. He'll then try to fix things by hugging or touching me when I've clearly said I don't want that, which just escalates arguments further. This happened again last week. The problem is that the last time it happened, I told him very clearly that if it happened again, I would leave. And now, it's happened again. He keeps apologizing and saying he'll give me space, and that he doesn't want this lifestyle. But there never seems to be any real action or change. Things will be good for a few months, then he'll go on another binge when he gets the opportunity, usually when I'm not there to rein him in. Now that we're engaged, I feel like I'm at a crossroads. I'm starting to question whether this is something I can live with long term. I'm 35, I don't have kids yet, and I would really love to start a family someday. I'm scared of marrying someone hoping they'll change when history shows this is a repeating pattern. I love him deeply, and I know he loves me too. That's what makes this so painful. But I also don't know if love is enough if this keeps happening. Has anyone been through something similar? Is this something people genuinely change from? Or am I ignoring a major red flag? I'm really torn between staying and hoping things improve, or walking away before marriage and potentially children make it even harder. Any honest advice would really help. Can he talk about it directly to you? Like explain why after agreeing how important it was to you that he not do this, he does it anyway? Is he willing to seek therapy? Why would you want to waste time with some junkie and even seriously committing your life to him? He is his 30s, not in his 20s. Do you really want to waste 10-20 years dealing with this kind of bullshit? You're better off alone. We teach people how to treat us. You have taught him that this behavior is acceptable to you.